Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from whatever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, we have seen how the Nairobi County has been able to fail on disaster management. Right now, we have a problem with the floods. You look on disaster management, this team is not doing justice to Kenyans staying in Nairobi. You look at when there is an issue to do with the fire. We've had so many properties destroyed by fire in Nairobi. Many markets has gone down in flames. Properties, the entire stock going in flames, rendering people totally poor. Those who had something, those who are in business. And all this has been happening in Nairobi. Toy market imeungwa, sijui moto iko wapi. But we have disaster management. What are they doing to this? Do they understand their role? And how have they been playing their role? Do they understand their duties and responsibility? And what are the qualifications of these people serving in that department? Those have been the questions that Kenyans have been asking without answers. But Edwin Sifuna, the Nairobi senator, provided all these answers during a grilling where he asked serious questions on this disaster management. Qualifications of the people who have been given duty and responsibility to serve in that capacity. Sifuna is really doing his oversight role in a very better way. Bringing it out. Why? So today you're going to understand why disaster management has been failing in Nairobi. Why they have been so late to respond to emergency. And for you to understand this, you have to listen to Edwin Sifuna's question directed to the team that Nairobi's governor, Johnson Sakaja, walked in with to the Senate for grilling. Qualifications we are seeing here. Number one, we have people who have a degree in theology. Number two, people who have degrees in library studies. Number three, those who have degrees in tour and travel. Hospitality.
I can see Bramwell is trying to be clever. Bramwell, is there an officer called Anastasia Sumbua in your department?
Yes, she's a...
What is her position?
She's a principal fire officer.
What is her qualification?
She's in theology.
Correct.
And
let's move to the next one. Just a minute.
Because disaster management...
Just a minute.
Yes, sir.
Just a minute.
Yes.
Is there somebody called Juliana Nzuk?
Correct.
What is her position?
I think she's also a principal, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. What is her qualification?
She has... I was just looking at it a minute ago.
So that it is not, Governor, seeing that we just perpetuate fake news on the media, and it is intended to help you reallocate these resources in a manner that will be most efficient for the people of Nairobi. Juliana Nzuki has a degree in theology as well.
Can you confirm that, Bramwell?
I'll go through the list.
Bramwell, can you confirm that?
I can confirm that, Chair.
Good. Okay, let's go to Brian Kariuki, the Chief Fire Officer.
He's not Chief Fire Officer.
There is no gentleman called Brian Kariuki.
He is, but he's not the Chief Fire Officer.
What is his position?
He's probably just part of the fire team.
What is his qualification?
I would have to check.
He is a library, is a degree in library studies. You will check with me. Yes. Lastly, Chair, Disaster Management Officer, Belinda Anyango. Is she there?
Yes, she is.
What is her position?
I wouldn't, but I would agree with whatever she...
No, Bramwell. You are not going to...
But, Chair, I need to clarify.
Bramwell, order. Yes. We will put you on oath.
Yes.
If you proceed that way. Senator Sifuna?
Yes. Bramwell, Belinda has a degree in tours and travel.
Okay.
Yes, there is a mismatch of skills in your department. And when we bring them up, it's not that because we have anything against you or against these officers. They could be more useful in other departments.
Now we are continuing this part of the discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching, and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. and back to this discussion. Now, how I wish Sifuna would have allowed Bramwell to explain to us why they have preachers in disaster management department. Maybe to call heaven to protect us from any disaster. Perhaps that could be the reason why they are having theologians in that department. Ama angesema vipi? Just wondering. By the way, the officers have no any problem in serving the county of Nairobi. As Sifuna put it correctly, they have no problem. But they can serve in other capacities or other departments. They should be given a chance to serve. Them too are Kenyans. Let them serve the county, but in other department where they deserve to do so. It is bad. Why are we humiliating our preachers in such capacity and roles we are giving to them, where maybe they do not have the knowledge about? They are here for spiritual nourishment, and they can do better elsewhere. I know in theory they learn about management and other things, leadership. But now I am wondering, what if it was this Department of Disaster Management, it was under a private company that wameipea ya kwamba nyinyi ndio mko na kandarasi ya kudili na hii mambo kwa Nairobi. Sasa sio Nairobi County Government ya kwamba directly dealing with this. Will that private company employ a tour and travel person? Will they employ a theologist? Will they employ a person who has a degree in library study? Definitely, they will have people who have trained on how to manage disaster. If it is fire fighting, if it is mambo ya maji, those things, and any other disaster, those are the qualifications the private companies will put ahead, because you need people who are qualified, answerable to any issue when it happens. Now look at what we are in. So looking at this team, then you reflect on what is happening in Nairobi. Definitely, you can now try to tell or start to understand why Nairobi has always failed when it comes to the disaster management. Be it any kind of disaster. Ikuwe ni mambo ya sijui gas explosion, ikuwe ni mambo ya fire. Today we are talking about floods. Even Eric Omondi was doing better than Sakaja. So this tells you the team behind you have a critical role and so much important role to play. These individuals decided to play with the lives of Kenyans by having opposite qualification for specific jobs. Yes, they qualify, but not for this job, for other jobs and duties and responsibilities, but not this one. We're not saying that our pastors do not deserve to serve. Yes, they should serve, but in other capacities. Sio hii. Hii ni kuwaibisha na kuwadhalalisha. Wewe mwenyewe unajua mimi sina qualification yoyote. Labda kwa ujenzi. Utanifanyaje mimi nikuwe naangalia as a foreman ya ujenzi? Si nyumba zitaporomoka. Zikijengwa vibaya, sina habari kuhusu. Let a journalist be a journalist. Let an engineer be an engineer. Wacha mwalimu akuwe mwalimu. Let a doctor be a doctor. But so, what is the role of these people? What is their role here? They qualify, but not to work in this department. So when appointments are done, and this has been all over in Kenya Kwanza, because this is UDA governor Look at the president. He's doing the same things. Wrong people in the wrong departments. Or sometimes right people, but in the wrong departments. Remember what the ODM chairman John Badi said at one point? That majority of the people that Ruto has brought for us to approve do not qualify for the job. But because he has asked for them, let us give him, because he's going to run the affairs from State House. The individuals were clueless, they lacked qualification, they lacked the capacity to serve. There's no difference between that and what Sifuna did. They're same. So now you can see the kind and level of humiliation they are going through in this grilling. And the Kenyans were also giving their views. I want to read like 2-3 of them. This is what Chris is saying. Jesus calmed the storm in the Sea of Galilee, so he also thought they could pray for our problems. Indeed, miracles do happen. I believe in miracles. But you cannot put leaders in such position, a critical position, anticipating that miracles will happen. Why do we have to allocate money for disaster? Then they should have not even allocated money for disaster. Tuombe tu. So it's a sarcastic one, eh? Kibet, Senator is delivering on the job, value for the money right there. I think it was just supporting Sifuna. Daniel Omondi, this is so hilarious. Bramwell must be silently cursing his decision to accompany his boss. Sifuna makes inquiry founded on facts. True. Oganda Jacob, I like the way Kajang is looking at the two corpses in front of them. But don't you think this is harassment? Kajang and Sifuna must have met and revised the list whole night. The governor is wondering whether they get the same data, where they get the same data from. So also Kenya, they're just wondering at this. So this is the situation we are in now. The people of Nairobi get to understand why your account is getting it wrong. It starts from this kind of appointments.